The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, history, identity, and the origins of Palestine. Chapter 1. Introduction. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is among the most studied, debated, and politicized disputes in modern history. Stretching across more than a century of modern geopolitical upheavals, the conflict intertwines questions of national sovereignty, ethnic and religious identity, colonial legacies, and international diplomacy. While its immediate roots lie in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the narrative battle over the land itself reaches back thousands of years. One of the most contested elements of the debate is the identity of the Palestinian people and the historical usage of the name Palestine. To Israelis and Jews worldwide, the land represents the biblical homeland of the Jewish people, central to their faith, memory, and national rebirth. To Palestinians and their supporters, the same land is home to an indigenous Arab population that has cultivated its soil for centuries and who today seeks self-determination. This dissertation seeks to address two interwoven questions. 1. What are the historical and linguistic origins of the name Palestine? 2. How did the Palestinian people emerge as a distinct national identity in the 20th century? By examining ancient texts, Roman administrative practices, Islamic and Ottoman governance, and the modern British Mandate, this study argues that while the name Palestine originates in Greco-Roman usage, the Palestinian identity is a modern development shaped by anti-colonial nationalism, Arab political consciousness, and the encounter with Zionism. Chapter 2. Origins of the name. Palestine. 2.1 Early references in antiquity. The earliest references to Palestine, Palestine, appear in the writings of Herodotus in 5th century BCE, who used the term to describe a geographic region between Phoenicia and Egypt. However, Herodotus's use of the term was imprecise. He likely derived it from the Philistines, Peleshet in Hebrew, an Aegean people who settled in the coastal strip of Canaan around the 12th century BCE. Importantly, the Philistines were not Semitic and did not survive as a people beyond the early 1st millennium BCE. By the time of the Babylonian and Persian empires, the Philistines had largely disappeared from history, yet their name persisted in Greek cartography and eventually became a toponym detached from its original ethnic referent. 2.2 Roman redesignation of Judea. The critical moment in the evolution of the name came after the Jewish Bar Kokhba revolt, 132–135 CE. Following the suppression of this rebellion, Emperor Hadrian sought to eradicate Jewish claims to the land. He expelled many Jews from Jerusalem, rebuilt the city as Aelia Capitolina, and renamed the province of Judea as Syria Palestina. This renaming was not accidental, but rather a deliberate act of political and cultural erasure, meant to sever the connection between Jews and their ancestral homeland. From this point forward, the name Palestina was entrenched in Roman administrative and cartographic traditions. However, it referred to a provincial designation, not a national or ethnic identity. The inhabitants of the region, Jews, Samaritans, Greeks, Romans, and later Arabs, did not call themselves Palestinians in antiquity. 2.3 Byzantine, Islamic, and Ottoman periods. Under Byzantine rule, the province continued to be referred to as Palestina Prima and Palestina Secunda in imperial records. With the Islamic conquests of the 7th century, Arab geographers began using the Arabic equivalent Philistine to describe one of the districts of the Levant under the Umayyad and Abbasid caliphates. During the Ottoman Empire, 1517–1917, there was no single administrative entity called Palestine. Instead, the region was divided into several districts, the Mutasarrifate of Jerusalem and the Vilayets, provinces of Beirut and Damascus. Locally, Arab inhabitants identified more strongly with their city, Jerusalemite, Hebronite, Nabulsi, tribe or religious community, Muslim, Christian, Druze, rather than with a supralocal identity called Palestinian. Thus, while the name Palestine persisted as a geographic term through antiquity and medieval times, it was primarily imposed by external powers. Its use was descriptive rather than national, referring to territory rather than to a self-conscious people. Notes 1. Herodotus, Histories, Book 2. Finkelstein, Israel and Silberman, Neil Asher, The Bible Unearthed, New York, Free Press, 2001, pp. 118, 121. 3. Kitchen, Kenneth A., On the Reliability of the Old Testament, Grand Rapids, Eerdmans, 2003, PR 164. 4. Goodman Martin, Rome and Jerusalem, The Clash of Ancient Civilizations, New York Vintage, 2008, pp. 503, 507. 5. Donner, Fred M., The Early Islamic Conquests, Princeton University Press, 1981, pp. 234, 236. 6. Scholk, Alexander, Palestine and Transformation, 1856, 1882. Studies in Social, Economic, and Political Development, Washington, D.C., Institute for Palestine Studies, 1993.